Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Before we get into the weekly Cancer reading for March 29th to April 5th, I'm reminding you all that I'm giving away this Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guidebook for March. Now, the giveaway will be on March 31st. These are the cards, if you're not familiar. It is the same deck that I'm using today, and I'm giving it away on the 31st, so all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel. Hit the subscribe button on the video on my homepage. And just leave me a comment letting me know you're interested. Now, when you're hitting that subscribe button, there's also a join button there. Hit that button as well, and that's going to tell you what you get if you decide to join my channel. And membership of my channel is only 99 cents a month. It will only ever be 99 cents a month, but you get some really cool perks with that. So, all right, guys, this is it. Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guidebook. I love this deck. So let's get right into it, Cancer. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages and see what you may or may not be resonating with in your more personal relationships this week, Cancer. Here we go. Give your relationship a chance. We have finances and career always shows up for somebody, and forgiving and learning for you. All right, Cancers. You know, for those of you who are new to my channel, by the way, I give a tarot deck away each month. So if you don't win it this month, come back next month. It'll be a whole new deck that I'm giving away. So let's get right into your animal spirits. Give your relationship a chance, finances and career, and forgiving and learning. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Cancer. Let's see what your animal spirits are for the week. Animal spirits can really challenge us. They come into our lives in such a way that we are either in balance with them and reaping all of the reward, all of the, I want to say positive feedback, right, that we can from applying ourselves, or we may be out of balance with that energy, and then it is challenging us to sort of seek different sort of avenues of experience so that we can come into balance. So animal spirits can really help us. You can meditate on the spirit of an animal that you may be resonating with to sort of bring in that energy to help you rebalance. So straight out, we have the spider. This is the animal spirit for Dharma, Cancer. We have the raccoon. Both are earth animal spirits. Raccoon, of course, is an earth animal spirit. And we have the crocodile. Interesting. All right, so here we go. Let's review these before we get into your spreads, Cancers. The spider is associated with Dharma, and Dharma is all about the right way of living. When we have a certain spiritual belief, right, this is generally for people who are religious or spiritual or have a certain set of beliefs, right? Even if it's not a organized religion, even if you have a certain set of beliefs about life, right, and the way life should be and good tenets, all of that, bad tenets, then we also generally, if you are committed to that, then we also have an idea of the right way of living. Now, for instance, if you're Jewish, then part of your right way of living would be sort of, you know, to respect the Sabbath and make sure you only eat kosher and all of the various other traditional parts of living right. Also in your decision making, when you make decisions going out in the world, you're going to base the decisions you make based on your moral sort of compass, your spiritual compass. This is all associated with what we call Dharma. And so the spider is an animal spirit that's associated with that, because you can see that by living that kind of life, it creates a strong pattern, right? All of its actions that it takes end up creating a pattern, and this pattern promotes stability and strength. It promotes support. So it's a strengthening for the spider and for his family and for his children, for those that he loves around him, by being consistent, by being committed, and by always making sure to live that life of Dharma. This is a very strong spiritual support energy system, and a strong, actually a very strong financial support energy system as well, because whenever you're making decisions about money or finances or things to do with the material world, you're always making sure that it's in line with your moral center, and so you're always making the right decision for you. Very, very strong. Now we have the raccoon, which is more earth energy, and the raccoon is associated with a highly talented individual who oftentimes likes to stay in the shadows, right? The raccoon is also associated with someone who has a high degree of talent with their hands. This is someone who's usually a musician or someone who does something like surgery, even, you know, someone who has to have really a lot of dexterity, skill, precision with their hands. So anything like that, that's that's an energy that's associated with the raccoon. The raccoon is one of these animals that can really take anything and turn it into a tool, right? Which is why they can be such a sort of I don't want to say a pest, but they can be such a problem to deal with in like certain types of neighborhoods where their neighborhoods are a bit more urban, but there's tons of raccoons that get into everything. They open doors, all kinds of things. But raccoons are generally quite shy in general. When they're not used to people, they like to be in the shadow. They like to be behind the scenes. And this is just an energy also that for you, if this is coming in for you, then again, the spirit of the raccoon is challenging you perhaps to be a bit more open, to be a bit more forthcoming, to get out from the shadows a bit more and spread your wings a little bit more and just bolster your sort of sense of wanting to share yourself with the world. It's okay to want to do things from behind the scenes, like behind the camera rather in front of the camera, but you don't want it to sort of cripple your ability to be able to share your talents with the world, right? And again, this is what we talk about, animal spirits. And so if that's what you're feeling, if you're feeling this animal spirit sort of out of balance, if you're feeling like you're just drawing to the shadows too much, and you know that it's not really a healthy place to be, you can meditate on the energy of the raccoon and meditate on that energy of wanting to sort of realizing that your talents are meant to be shared and wanting to be a bit more inquisitive and come out from behind the shadows. Now, the crocodile is all about waiting and watching, right? Waiting, watching. Again, this is a beautiful animal spirit of water elemental, but it's not one that shows up a lot for my readings. And this is not just a passive waiting. This is not just hanging out and waiting for something to happen. This is a very actively attentive waiting. So you're paying attention to a particular situation with great detail and focus, and you're waiting until you feel that it's right time to move. This is the card for patience, right? And so also with this card, what can happen sometimes if you're resonating with the spirit of the crocodile, the spirit is coming into your life in a sense that whatever you're dealing with really requires you to be patient and to resonate in a healthy, balanced way with this energy. And you're finding yourself being irritated, impatient, jumpy, quick to react, right? And then regret it later. Then again, you want to meditate on the spirit of the crocodile, on its ability to sort of, I want to say its ability to sort of be calm, be patient, take in the energy, take in the information. So you can also, here's another example of about how you can meditate on just thinking about the crocodile, the spirit of the crocodile, what we know of crocodiles even in the wild, how they behave, they just kind of rest there. And just think about that consciously and just focusing your attention towards this kind of energy or towards a description of a particular energy that you're wanting to bring into your life. Simply focusing your energy on that will help you to maintain that within you. It'll help for you to gain that or to increase that sort of vibration if that's what you want. Okay, guys, let's get right into your spread. So some of you are definitely resonating with a lot of earth energy, and some of you are in a situation where you're doing a lot of watching and waiting and being very, very patient. Now let's pull out your 3 cards for the week. Are we on Cancer? Cancer, yes. 3 cards for the week, Cancer. These are 3 separate outlooks. So 3 separate weekly forecasts, I want to say. So they're not going to resonate with everybody. And of course, Cancer, remember, you're here for a reason. Your guides have led you here for some reason by virtue of you watching this video. So I encourage you to take some time to watch all of it. If you can't watch all of it, put it on your watch later folder and watch the rest of it later, because you may resonate with the very last outlook or forecast, or it may not be anything until the very last few minutes of the video that resonate with you. You want to be able to get the message that the guides have led you here to get. So 3 of Pentacles, That's what you're coming out with. Two of Pentacles. So those of you who are cross-watching know Two of Pentacles is a card I said will be coming out a lot. All right. It's chaos and finance in the material world. Everybody's getting it. It came out a lot last week. It has now come out twice, and I believe I'm on the 4th reading. So, all right. So, Cancer, some of you are coming in this week with a 3 of Pentacles, which means you're really finding yourself having to do even more work. You may be having to meet with more people. Right. 3 is the number for gain and increase. It's the number for bonding and loyalty also. So this can sometimes indicate that people who are sort of like your loyal customers, people who are your loyal supporters, people who are, I want to say sometimes it can even be colleagues or what have you, but they're coming to you, they're putting their faith in you, they're putting their trust in you because of whatever skills that you have. This is very much a case of an energy that can come in when, for instance, maybe suddenly now you're working with more people at your job, or you have more clients that are coming in and wanting to specifically work with you. You may be having more customers coming in. If you're an artist, you may be having more fans, or you may be having people coming in increasingly asking for you to create something, make their art. They may be consigning you to do something, or you know what I mean? That sort of thing. And so it's a nice feeling of working and gaining. You coming into this week, and a lot of the events you're going through are going to cause you to feel extremely chaotic, though. And this is the 2 of Pentacles. And I said a lot of people are going to be seeing this over the next few weeks because everyone right now is going through a very chaotic time, Cancer. And 2 of Pentacles is very, you know, it's very up and down energy. And it can be very emotional. It can feel very emotional because it simply is a feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing where you're going to land. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of up and down. You can see the ocean in the background, symbolic of your emotions being very, very up and down, very, very, I want to say chaotic. In any case, this is what everyone is going through, and you get through it also, Cancer, right? So this is just really a reaffirmation to let you know that, and I think for some of you, despite the fact that some work is increasing, there's still increasing chaotic energy with regard to your stability, right? You round your week off with a King of Swords, and that's a feeling of you really bringing a lot of order to a chaotic situation. So you're coming in with some real solutions. You're being very clear-headed. I think you really attack this chaos here, the 2 of Pentacles, in a very sort of direct way, because King of Swords is, you know, he's the king of the mental. He's the king of clear thinking, inventive thinking, coming up with quick solutions, coming up with strong solutions, requiring that requiring good communication and honest communication, that everyone and all the people that he deals with are extremely honest. He is, of course, takes no prisoners and requires total honesty. So these are all of the fiery aspects of air that we come to think of with the King of Swords. He's absolutely the one who sort of lays down the law as well. You know, this can be somebody who's also sort of like in the legal field, right? Or in some kind of field of authority. Can be judges, lawyers, you know, they can be inventors. They can be anyone who really has to do a lot of mental gymnastics, a lot of communication. In any case, though, you really attack the situation. And I think you come up by the end of the week with like some really incredible inventive solutions to handle all of this chaos. It'll be interesting to see, for those of you who are resonating with this, how the next couple of weeks turn out for you, Cancer. 10 of Cups, lovely. 10 of Wands and Lovers. Wow, 2 10s and the Lovers. Lovers has been showing up a lot, and I think Lovers is really interesting to show up in a lot of readings because, again, everyone's going through a very difficult time. This is an unprecedented time. And the Lovers really talks about the type of unions where you work. Lovers is all about work, the give and take. This is the card for Gemini. It showed up actually in the Gemini reading, but it's that feeling that when you're with somebody, it's not just automatic, everything's going to work out. You're two halves of a whole, and it's a real sort of dance. You know, and it's the ups and downs we go through and how much we work towards the harmony, because 6s are about harmony. And the Lovers card is all about two halves coming together to create a harmonic whole, right? That coming together, which is the essence of love. And so here we're talking about a relationship that goes through a lot. Just like that's, that the twins, the Gemini twins energy of being, within one person, slightly being schizophrenic, sometimes being one way and then another way, like a split personality. It's the same way here with a relationship, but you work at that, right? It's also about the work towards it, because harmony is a journey. You don't just suddenly become in harmony. It's something you work towards. So it's interesting. You round off the week with that, and you come into the week with a lot of completion. 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. And this is why I started with the Lover's card, because all of this is working towards you coming in a really strong union with somebody and being stronger than ever, Cancer. This is a strong love connection. And this week you come in with 10 of Cups, which is that commitment. You guys have arrived in a very, very good place. 10 of Wands is also that ability to lay down some burdens and responsibilities that you've been carrying for quite some time. It's like total freedom. Right? It's freedom from a difficult period of life with a lot of trials and tribulations. And with 10 of Cups, it's that freedom to move forward because everything has been accepted. The love has been agreed. The commitment has been agreed. The contract has been agreed. Right? Whoever you're with, the contract and everything, anything that was standing in the way of your forward action is gone. You've resonated up to this level, and it all coalesces in this very strong karmic, I want to say, experience for a couple out there, for a Cancer out there who is in a twin flame or soulmate connection with someone. And it's like you guys both are going through this, but it's like as a couple, you resonate higher, if you know what I mean, right? So sometimes you can be in a couple with somebody and you each separately are resonating higher in your own lives because you're doing that work, you're getting more creative or whatever. You're doing that as separate people. And so, yes, and you're together and you love each other, but you're both kind of resonating separately. This is a really odd, this is one of these once in a lifetime sort of situations, I want to say, because it doesn't happen all the time, where you two are together, Cancer, you and your partner, you're together. And everything that is resonating right now for you is resonating for you as a couple, for your relationship together for you. And it's like as a relationship, as a union, you make these huge strides. And it's really, really nice. You come to a really, really nice enlightened place and a higher level of sort of confidence and love and union and bonding. Very special spread for a particular Cancer out there. All right, guys. Ace of Cups, more love. Queen of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, this is the last spread, Cancer. Ace of Cups comes in. Just for some of you, because this is a new love coming in. Some of you are resonating with a new fountain of love in your life. And it's quite interesting because it is very sort of strong and overflowing and exciting. It also feels to me like it could be possibly a renewal of an old love, because sometimes Ace of Cups can also be an old love that comes into your life that is really, really all the way new. Like it's not about reconciliation or anything like that. It's like really there was enough time and distance or whatever in this union that when it comes back, it's really coming back renewed. But in any case, you have an Ace of Cups overflowing for you, Cancer. And you come into this week up against this Queen of Swords energy. And I want to say the Queen of Swords is really very much this energy of you being challenged to be your authentic self. The Queen of Swords generally is all about not playing roles, not playing familiar, sort of holding on to familiar masks that you might don for the rest of the world to pretend you're something else, or, and I say this in the best possible way because we all do that a little bit, to be our truly authentic selves, we have to put up with the consequences of that. And those consequences can sometimes be hurtful, right? We maybe lose friendships or lovers or relationships, or we maybe, whatever the case is. So it's not that easy. Everybody would like to think that they're their authentic selves all the time. But there are little ways in which we always play a bit of a role here and there, sometimes depending on where we are in our evolution. Nevertheless, the Queen of Swords brings that energy of realizing that enough is enough, and you really have to stick to who you authentically want to be, and there's a clarity that comes with that. So I think you have this experience this week, but by the end of the week, you round off with 5 of Wands, and just in time for this struggle that comes in. Because 5 of Wands is a power struggle, right? So it's very competitive. And I'm going to say the reason why it feels like, oh, this is just in time. This this is happening just in time for this, right? Because this struggle, I think, is coming out of this new love. So what I mean to say is like this awareness that you're having this week, it's almost like this week is a primer for you that gets you mentally strong and at the right place to deal with this nonsense by the end of the week. I think that your new love connection is bringing with it some drama. And right as the drama hit, you have just come through this sort of kind of really good learning process where you've resonated up and realized that the best way for you to be clear on who you are and what you want and to get what you want and to have control of your life is to be absolutely authentic about who you are. And so you're resonating into this energy, which is going to help you very, very much to deal with this kind of petty back and forth power dynamic that's here with the Five of Wands, which will be feeling like it's coming out of nowhere because you just started a new relationship. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your May, why am I talking about May? March 29th to April 5th. Weekly general outlook for Cancer. I guess I'm already thinking about spring, you know, guys. But in any case, remind me if you want to be in this running, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook, you got to leave me a comment and be subscribed to my channel. All right, guys, check out your other readings. Everything is in the description. If you want info about my beautiful jewelry, it's in the description. Everything is always there. Don't forget to check out my community page. All my announcements about new readings and new series or giveaways, all of that are always on my community page, and I urge you to go there and check that out often. All right, guys, but for right now, Cancer, I wish you the best week. I hope you all stay safe and healthy and kind to each other. But for right now, I will say adieu, and I see you next week for your weekly general outlook. Bye-bye now.